Episode 73. The battle against the final boss, RNG, continues. Although by all signs it seems like there's an even bigger final boss behind the final boss. Some kind of super boss, in the form of mysterious boxes in the treasure trove and mysterious items related to that, mysterious doors underneath the house. Just a whole bunch of mysteries, and they're all super bosses, I guess. Things that I might not even tackle in this recording. I guess we're technically already past the final boss if we consider room 46 the normal final boss. And now we're battling some kind of secret boss. Not quite a super boss. Well, it's starting to feel like it though. I'm not opposed to having episodes after the quote-unquote finale, after I get all of the realm sigils and I guess solve whatever is left in room 46, that one map. That would be my finale, I think. Maybe the door under the house if that's not a huge thing. But if I do episodes after the finale, I'd probably do it after I actually take a break from the game for a while, and maybe after the Digiblocks update comes out. Could try to tie up some loose ends that I never tackled. First loose end for today is what we started yesterday. We have the freezer bonus, so we have a bunch of coins and gems, which we were going to try to use, I suppose, to try to get the drafting sweepstakes done. More than 20 dead ends in one day. Unfortunately, this won't count towards our dead end because I did pocket the throne room yesterday. While I was trying to look this up, I couldn't quite find if there were any indications if this was a special room for putting into this outer room with the Blessing of the Monk. It might not be. It might just be like a normal room. And it just seems like it is a normal room since it's got all the same functions as it did previously. Okay, I guess we're just opening up room 46. Then I think the next thing we want to use a monk on with our 4 remaining days is either room 46 or the antechamber, and since room 46 is already open, if we get to the antechamber, we might as well do room 46. The one thing we do know from looking up, because of the Lady Epson's diary that didn't quite make sense to me the first time I was reading it. We do know the antechamber does do something, so maybe I should be doing that first. But since 46 is technically harder to get than the antechamber, I guess I just want to do room 46 first. Might as well be the pool hall. The thing that we want to get early on today is going to be the drafting, not studio. What is it called? The one that lets us re-roll for gems. The study, that's what it is. If we get that, and it is common because of what we tuned it as, made it common in the conservatory. And it should be easy enough to get the dead ends that we want. Of course, it's a lot easier to get the dead ends that you want if you have Draxus, that constellation, which we had yesterday, but I don't know how to plan to get Draxus without manipulating my stars manually, somehow. 16 minus 15 is 1, plus 4 is 5, divided by 15, no wait. That's minus 15. Wait. Oh no, wait, we square at the very end? Because it goes... Well, if it's 4 squared, that'd be 16 minus 15 is 1, plus 4 is 5 minus 15 is 10. Do we square on all of the addition steps? Assuming that is the case. That'd be 16 minus 15, that's 25, minus 15 is 10. Yeah, we square on all of the blue steps then. So 1 squared plus 4 is 5, squared is 25, minus 15 is 10. So 10 squared is 100, divided by 10 is 10, divided by 10 is 1. It's beginning to feel like we were only getting normal keys from this. Recently, anyway. Well... this is kind of a problem. I guess we'll try to go north still. Again, if we're trying to go for dead ends here, the room underneath this current room, the commissary, can be a dead end through the entrance hall, but then the bottom right room can't be a dead end. And none of these options really help us increase our number of dead ends, so I think we just want to make this one route go north. Give me everything. Chapel is a high number of doors, I guess. Well, more than just one more. How many stars are we at again? Well, I think we just want this to continue forward, and we can try to draft the dead ends as we go. It's going to be a bit hard until we can actually get the, not the office, what is it? The study, to re-roll these things. Well, that's a dead end, I guess, but it would be a waste of the secret passage. Just go for doors, and I guess the experiment. I guess the one thing to keep in mind whenever you're going for the whole dead end thing, the drafting strategy sweepstakes, you kind of have to keep in mind locked doors like this. Not just locked doors in general, but also the security doors, which are impossible to open even if you draft doors in the correct positioning. The security doors could just pop up randomly and ruin your run. I was gonna put back in the shovel, I think. It's really the only way I know of how to get the, well, one way. The only item that's sort of helpful for getting the vault key. Still the ultimate goal. What have we got today? Stars, allowance, and 4 dice. The dice might be good for re-rolling, but maybe we actually go for stars this time. I did wonder if we could try to do the inkwell thing even if we're above exactly 50. Just don't know how much above 50 we have to do to see it again. If it's like immediate or, I don't know. Not exactly sure how the rule works, but we can just try to figure it out, I guess. And it's pretty early in the day, so let's do the upgraded floor plan thing. We're not in a hurry. We're not going to do the 40-second thing. We created the pool hall, and that's it. That's the only upgraded room we've done. So I think there should be at least like 13 more plus, considering we duplicated some upgraded floor plans. Boudoir is the one that comes to mind. I think we want to go towards the center. Oh. I guess a silver key is good in this position. Yeah, we do want the mechanarium eventually. Unfortunately, the problem here is that I need more mechanical rooms to get the upgrade disc out of this, if it is actually in there. What I want to do is continue drafting into the middle of the house until we either hit a dead end or ideally hit the dead end that we want, the study. It is the study, right? Yeah, the study. Because that way we can go back and do all of these other rooms that I left open purposefully and turn them into dead ends, ideally. I guess we can do this one first, considering it's lower rank, less likely to be locked. Should I take the dead end? The problem here is we need to go to the outside. We need to make the edge a dead end. So if we don't go straight through, it becomes a problem. We can make this a dead end right now, but I think in general my strategy of making dead ends has some flaws. The main flaw being what happens if we don't get the chance to reroll at the very start of the day. What we might have to do in like a subsequent run is ignore getting a dead end in the outer room and just use the Blessing of the Monk to end the day in the study. Even though that's common and it'll probably pop up pretty soon, we probably want to start the day with the study and also from the previous day have a bunch of gems from the freezer, and coins I guess too. That would probably be the main way that we can choose whatever doors we want and get all of the dead ends towards the outer rooms. Unfortunately for this, I think archives is technically door-wise the most optimal. But I don't know. I guess I did the archives, foolishly. This reduces our efficiency down to 66% basically, considering we don't know what we're drafting. That is a dead end, I guess, and the positioning isn't, well, I don't know if that's the best dead end. Maybe I use the redraw while we're here. I think we'd rather have, something that branches off to the right, because we can just make a dead end from the entrance hall. Okay, this is not great. I guess between the choice of making a dead end or not making a dead end, we should make a dead end. Or we could just gamble on this. Today's already kind of screwed up since I chose the archives. I don't know. I gambled. Well, it was a dead end, I guess. So it's about the same as it would have been with the other one. It just means we get more red rooms now. I can't make a dead end here if I make this a dead end, just assuming I make a dead end out of every door that leads to an outer room. These two are already lost. These two are lost. Well, I guess this corner room. Well, here's my basic strategy. These 9 on the very left side. We can make those dead ends if we just consider A, B, C, D, and D, those columns. If B, C, and E are just free space that we use to move around the house, ignoring those being dead ends, then A, the entirety of these 9 rooms in column A could be dead ends on the left, and column E could be dead ends on the right. You could also make like a dead end here, right next to the entrance hall. That would forego this spot as a dead end, but still be the same amount of dead ends in the end. And by extension, you could do the same thing for columns B and E, or B and D rather. If you make a dead end in any of these columns, you lose the dead end over here, but you don't lose the total amount of dead ends unless you somehow screw up your drafting because you don't have enough free space to move around the house. And of course, 18 isn't enough to beat the drafting strategy. You have to add in dead ends in your free space somewhere. You could even go as far as to say the ideal house would be only using free space in columns B and D to move around the house and connect up. You would have to have like a bunch of four-ways somehow. I don't know how you would do it. But if you had like infinite four-way rooms, the entirities of column A and E, as well as everything in column C here, between the antechamber and the entrance hall, those could all be dead ends, and I think that would be like the ideal. And I guess those couldn't be dead ends because of these corners. So how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. Or 7 rather. So that would be 18 plus 7, 25 dead ends, plus the outer room would be 26. 26 rooms to work with as dead ends, and any mistakes that you make throughout the entire day that limit the amount of rooms you can make from a full house, that's how much you're subtracting from your total 26. You can play with some math a little bit by using like the bunk room that adds back in 2 even if you use up 1 room or something, plus with the secret passage and other things like that. But the point is, with only 26 rooms to work with, even disregarding those special rules or including those special rules, every little mistake you make brings you that much closer to the 20 minimum for the drafting strategy sweepstakes. I guess it'd be 21, whichever. And yeah, we basically lost this room right here. Kind of. Maybe? Well, I guess I haven't lost these rooms like I said, as long as this is a dead end, and this is a dead end, and this is a dead end. In those positions. Yeah, as long as the outside of your house, whether the outside of your house is column A or column B or whatever, are dead ends, then you're not losing anything yet. So, as long as I make this a dead end, then it's not a total loss, pretty much. Or like if I make it draft south and then make it a dead end. There's like a better way to describe this mathematically, I think. Lost and found, though. It also goes to the south, so, we will accept the loss on one of these items, I guess. Okay. The thing that I have trouble pronouncing has been lost. Not a huge loss. This is good. If we get the workshop, we can finally make that common, hopefully. And this thing, which I've never, like, properly used. I guess this is good to get in the beginning of the day, huh? Don't lose steps while traveling between 2 adjoining hallways. We have to, like, connect them up that way. And hallways drafted from other hallways don't cost gems. Not really important right now. I wonder if there are any players that actually did hallway builds. There has to be, right? We didn't exactly upgrade our rooms for the hallway build. Okay, that's good. We'll get rid of the lavatory and make it a dead end now. We don't even have to pass through this lost and found anymore. Unfortunately, we can't really re-roll on any of these rooms. I guess what we're going to do is go this way, because this one we absolutely want to make a dead end. And on this one we can gamble, whether it becomes a dead end or leads us further into the house. Works out for us. Okay, this works. So we could make the passageway, all of that, be a dead end basically. Or no, we have to go to the foundation, or north. Well, either way, we have dead ends on the left side. And the boiler room is good for predictions. Oh yeah, we still want that common. Thank you, Wrench. It is common, right? Yeah. The HUD is like the thing that pops up to make it common and rare and whatever. It's fairly clear, but I also sometimes, looking at it just visually, it just makes me a little bit confused sometimes, even though it's pretty obvious. This does connect through the archives into the passageway, so we can also use that benefit. How much does the garage cost, by the way? Where is it? There it is. It's actually 1 cost. So if we get that on this side over here, a 1 cost, it might be the garage. Maybe even likely. Which way first though? I'm afraid over here, we're gonna end up probably drafting that scary room, the weight room. I think we'll head further into the house for now. Although we do need keys. We could launder keys, I guess. Like a whole bunch of them. Yeah, let's try to get the laundry room out of the south side here. It's already connecting there, so yeah. And the laundry room was 1 cost, right? That's right. Laundry room also a pretty, I must have said this before, but a pretty important endgame tool once you get your... this is bad. Once you get your allowance really high. Well, this does give us keys, I guess, which is what we wanted. And it's a dead end, which is also what we wanted. We just don't have any bedrooms. We really need that one room. The study. Our whole play today was for the purpose of getting that one room. Okay, let's just try to see where this goes. Never mind. Let's try the other door. This could also be the laundry room. Let's try that first. That could be it. It could just be the lab again, but we'll never know until we try. Well, it was the garage, right. We also talked about this possibility. But that also means we get these keys, so that works out still. Okay. So I guess let's go this way. We can still try to make the laundry room. This is a quandary indeed. This is a dead end. But this isn't the laundry room, no. That's probably the weight room, isn't it? There's no cost on it, so yeah, just make a dead end. Oh hey, it's that thing. Well, if we get the observatory, we can see this effect take place, I guess. What's the last item? There's like one more here, right? This? The coupon book. Not exactly very helpful. And now the other way. So this could be where our run ends, basically. We might have to take the weight room if we get it. Problem, of course, is that we're probably getting the archive, so no real way of knowing what we're getting if... Yeah, it's one of these situations. Oh wait, hang on. Well, this is a quandary. This does go north like we want, but now the problem becomes we lose access to the Foundation, and we're basically losing one of our dead ends over there. And that is actually a lost dead end. Unless we can actually route back around into the Foundation after we get the security card somehow. Yeah, let's just do this. Although we're losing the vent bonus. I imagine that's the weight room. What else could it be? Like another passageway? Maybe? But I feel like it's more likely to be a red room due to the furnace effect, so probably the weight room. In that case, if we make it the dark room, is that the worst thing in the world? Kind of. It's kind of the worst thing in the world. I was just using this to try to bias us into getting the laundry room later on. But we can probably just try to draw the laundry room to normal effects, I guess. I don't really want to gamble on the dark room today. Maybe I should though. Maybe I should have. Let's see this bonus thing. Oh, I see. We're using... Interesting. So, this is from the telescope. And it's just the same stuff. But if we use this telescope, we get it all again. Wait, does this discount apply twice? Probably not, right? You can't be a Karen about this and say, I have 2 coupons, so it should be 50% of 50%. There's probably some fine print that says you can't do that. Unless it says like 25%? No. Only up to 50%. Yeah, that's the fine print there. The effect was applied twice, but it only applied in the sense that it made everything only up to 50% twice, so it was already that, was the first effect. Yeah, there's the weight room. This is a problem, because we do want to go 4 ways, but we also need steps, badly. This would just end our run, basically. It might end our run. It's a no-cost archive floor plan, so I don't exactly trust it. And the classroom would let us redraw, which is okay, but positioning of this door is a little bit hard to work with. We could route back to the north. I just think eventually we're gonna have to deal with this weight room. It's less of a problem later in the day, sort of. Kind of. But we also have the problem of security doors, so we might run into those soon. I just think we really need the steps here, or we really need the doors. So we're sacrificing the steps. Yeah, there's that security door. And I guess we have this too. The one good thing you get out of the weight room. All that and the vents and the doors and all that. And the massive gains you get from getting jacked. We can wait on that one. Should we take the dead end, or if we do this, we lose a dead end on the right? But this way we don't necessarily lose a dead end. It's just what we want is a T-junction at these points to go up and to the right. We need more doors. But sure, we'll take the mailroom. No bonus yet, but 3 days later, I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, and that's one of our special rooms. Can't believe that was the first one we got today. Unbelievable. And this one we absolutely need to go in multiple directions, and it's not doing that. This one might. We could just be screwed today. Unless we go all the way north from security. I just don't want to give up the dead end on this route. If we do the dark room, we can still maybe draft north, but the problem then becomes we can't see. And then we're just in the same situation as this. So I think I'd rather gamble on this 2 gem cost room and just see if it helps us out. Not really. At least we're not blind in this room. Yeah, we lost the dead end, so we have to do the aquarium now. I mean, unless we somehow got the security card, but we can't rely on that whatsoever. Should I head south? I think I should head south and just maybe hope for the study in one of those rooms. This is a problem with making everything common like I have. Oh, I can't head south, so I don't have enough steps. Yeah, this is a problem indeed. Sure, this does go back into the house, I guess. We basically lost 2 dead ends here. Huge, huge blunder on my part. Prism key. I feel like I've never made use of this, so we can try this time. If we get like a shop or something, we could try to get our steps back through that. I mean, none of these really help, do they? Car keys, I guess. If today ends up a bust, I just want to get to the antechamber for the whole blessing of the monk thing. Would we want to connect a red room to this with the prism key? I don't think so. Kitchen. Oh, but we lose the dead ends. Can I even do this today? I think I've screwed up one too many times. We're not exactly geared for this anyway. We didn't get the whole reroll thing. We don't have Draxus, that constellation. kitchen does head towards the antechamber. Maybe we're just doing that today. Yeah, I guess so. I was perhaps a bit overzealous in thinking I could do the drafting strategy. Plenty of these. Can we actually go above 100? We can, okay. In a previous episode, it felt like the cap was 100 one time. I think I just happened to get like exactly 100. Well... I think if we make this a shop with the prism key, it could be like the casino which goes in a direction we want. How much of those shops go in a direction we want? Can't be the bookshop, that's impossible. We already made these two. It could become the locksmith, the showroom, the gift shop, or the laundry room. Or the casino. Casino and gift shop go where we want. If we had a reroll, this would be fine. Maybe I do go back to those rooms considering today's basically over for the sweepstakes. And I just try to get some resources to do a reroll, just for getting into the antechamber and room 46. Starting with the entrance hall, past here. This way. Well, we know what that is. Sure, none of these help with rerolls, so just send us straight through. Does that? I guess I could help if the door is locked behind the kitchen. Or it was locked, wasn't it? Yeah, room 8 should lead us into... No, wait, it exits out to the right, room 8. Because if we enter room 8, I'm pretty sure it's always going to be from the south door, and that'll exit you out to the right, and we don't want that if we're heading towards the antechamber. Right, we have all of these redraws. Might as well do conservatory today. Let's just do a final count of the dead ends we already had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There really wasn't that many. Yeah, we kind of ignored a lot of these rooms on the outside. Just kind of hoping we'd eventually get a reroll. Greenhouse should be common. This is already common. And this is free, so make it common. We want all of those nice 4-room doors, or 4-door rooms. And again, I'm just making everything common, therefore making it hard to get the things that I make common. Sort of. I just wouldn't know a better strategy, I guess. Yeah, unlock the doors, I guess. Maybe. Maybe? Why not? I guess we do want to go this way, technically. We could just redraw though. We could use these redraws to try to get the study. If we're that lucky. Lucky enough to see it outside of the archives. How many of these do we have? I don't think we have any. No wait, there's the mailroom. But that's pretty much it. Well, there's the laundry room, finally. Little too late, buddy. Yeah, we didn't get the thing I wanted. We can unlock the weight room this way, though. We will take that. Oh yeah, and we do want that common. Few more doors. We don't really have to do this. But it does go in the direction we want and, well, in a direction we want, while letting us try a few more doors that aren't just these options. Oh, and it's also the experiment, I forgot. I can't believe it, only 2 times today. Let's solve this anyway. The gems are not in a box with a true statement. The statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. Huh, that's a fun one. The gems are not in a box with a true statement. That's the same one here. Not in a box with a true statement. So let's say this is true, and this would also be true by it being the same statement. So if this is true, then this statement, the statement on the blue box is as true as this statement, has to be false, because there has to be one false box, at least. So if this is false, that the statement on the blue box is not as true as this statement, that would actually be true, because it's saying the statement on the blue box is true, making this white box. If we're assuming the white box is false, this would make the white box false, which is true, but the white box has to be false, because that's what our assumption is. Did I say that right? I don't think I did. Point is, I don't think this statement is true. The gems are not in a box with a true statement, meaning the gems are in a box with a true statement. So this is false, and this is false, which makes this true. The statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. Wait, hang on. If the blue box is false, then that statement can't be as true as a true statement. This is 100% true and this is 0, so that's not equal truality, or whatever. So I misunderstood something here. I guess these only get harder even after 40. The gems are not in a box with a true statement. Yeah, these are the same statement. So whether or not we assume the blue and the black box is true, or false, then the last box has to be the opposite by the rules of the game. So let's go back to the original strategy. This is false, and this is true. Or was that the original? I think this was true and this was false. If this is false, then it is not equal to the blue box statement's trueness, which is true. Trying to wrap my head around this. If we just simplify this language, it's just saying the statement on the blue box is the same true/false. This isn't simplifying the language. I don't have to do this. Let's come back to this. Yeah, none of these really help me with re-rolling. Although this does help me with the experiment, I guess. Does the book change when it becomes like nurse-like? I guess not. And we're back to it. Didn't exactly solve it in my short trip. The gems are not in a box with a true statement. Let's say that's false, and the gems are in a box with a true statement. This would be the true statement, and they would be in this box. And if this is true, the statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. That can't be true, because the blue box is false. And this is true, so they're not equal. So if this is true, the gems are not in a box with a true statement, then they would still be in the white box. Whether or not blue and black are true, or they're false, then the gems have to be in the white box, like no matter what, even if I don't understand what the white box is saying. But let's just try to puzzle this out anyway. What was I saying? That this was true? That they're not in the box with a true statement, that they're in the false box? And this is false. The statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. Whatever. I didn't understand that one, but in either case, it had to be the white box, I guess. We're still trying. We're still trying to get some kind of reroll here. I don't know. We're basically doing a shot in the dark anyway with this, so this could be the laundry room. It was the patio. Of course, I could have just gotten rid of the dark room so it doesn't keep on doing the same thing it has been doing, making it hard for me to pick. Because whenever we see the dark room, that means there's only like one other good option for us, because the other two options, one of them would be the archive, and we could only see the other one. Basically, we just want to get rid of the dark room at some point. And none of these really do any redrawing stuff. Not yet. I would like to get the workshop while we have the wrench. That's like the biggest thing that I want to use the wrench on. How rare is the workshop? Did I change that? I don't think I did. You know what? That's why we're trying to get the workshop, to change the rarity, right? I don't know. The den? I could just get rid of the dark room now, but workshop was 0 cost. Yeah. So we can at least know if it's not the workshop if there's a cost on the archive. The archived room. Normal key, or... We're not exactly in room 8 yet. archive me. Why not? Okay, that's the experiment. Good. Yeah, archive definitely the wrong room to do when trying to do the drafting strategy sweepstakes. This was just a proof of that concept, I guess. This is all unlocked. And this does let us into the antechamber a different way. If we somehow botch getting to the south door. Every little bit helps. Oh, it tells us when we can do the hall pass. So this is a hallway. But which one? I don't actually know the hallways well enough. I guess it's probably the passageway, isn't it? It's not like the east wing hallway or the west wing hallway. It could just be like the straight through hallway. Whatever the case, it's not very helpful. So I think we're just going to put down the dark room so we no longer have to deal with it. Oh right, we have the breaker box. I completely forgot. It's all the way to the south now, so we don't really have to deal with it though. I think this is a redraw situation. This does go to the left and we could use this. But we can also use that from the kitchen to get to the south door. I think what we want to do is try to secure a door to the top right. But we'll only use one of these. What is that, the vault? We don't have the vault key today. Oh yeah. Do we want to use a key here? No, it's not like the prism key situation. Oh, and I could have done room 8 on this rank, but this door wasn't locked. Doesn't matter. Okay, good. Great even. So we can end the day there now, but let's just screw around a bit more. Try to run the experiment. That's almost definitely going to be locked. Oh, and you know, we should route back around to the kitchen. It's not too far. After we're done here. I think we want to use these redraws just to see if we get something interesting. I don't know, the attic. What do we even want? We want like an upgraded room, don't we, to run the experiment? But again, it could always be the vault key. Maybe. When they give you these unexciting items, that just means they've run out of things to actually give you. So why aren't they giving me the vault key? If you're that strapped for items to give me. We're kind of out of rooms anyway, so yeah. I mean, the The room we're going to is locked, but we're going to use the prism key. This one time to actually make use of it. Just for our old friend. Our old neutral acquaintance or something. There you are. That must be you. The casino. Oh, this didn't actually go in the direction I thought it would. I thought it'd go like to the left. Well, anyway. This is what we came here for, I guess, with all this money that we never used. One more thing to do before we end today. Of course, the only useful thing would be a red space. You know what I want. No, I wanted the 4 allowance. Okay. This is why we're neutral. But this was also expected. Oh, I could have gone through that room. So yeah, with nothing else to do today, we ran the experiment 4 times, I guess. We're up to 52 stars. We're going to end the day in room 46. While holding the crown. Nothing else of note. This is on my to-do list for the finale, as soon as we learn enough about the other rooms, I guess. If we get the vault key, the sanctum key and that thing, I could just like brute force try to solve with all the clues that we have. You might not have enough clues until you get like 7 or 8 of them, because some of the letters might not just point to the directions that the Baron traveled in. It could be weird like that. But the brute forcing becomes a lot easier when you actually have more postcards to work with. We know there's a room behind here. We like saw it from the clock tower. And maybe this like opens up that room or something. The second loctite in the vault of a bank. That's the one that's been evading us forever and ever. And of course the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8, which is weird, as always. But I assume this, if we're calling it the last door of 8, we have to do all 7 doors before that anyway. Considering you can choose whichever doors you want to do in whatever order. Okay. Calling it a day. This is like inside the house, right? This does still count as calling it a day in a room in the house. Yeah, this is the house, so we can pocket this for tomorrow. Unfortunately, I don't think there was anything interesting about putting this in the outer room, other than getting that lever. And just like that, we end today exactly at the hour. The Mount Holly Crimson Castle. What a title. Yes, we can just save and continue. I'm not ending this session right now. And room 46 doesn't have any cost technically, so we can just head to the outer room. You know what, maybe we'll do that before we actually end the episode. Why not? We'll begin the day in room 46, how about that? It's a speed run. Not really, there is a real trophy for doing the speed run. If I ever do like episodes after the finale, maybe I'd do attempts at that, I don't know. But yeah, room 46. Is it special? No crown. We can't start the day with the crown. Oh, but I guess this is new. Certified copy property deed. Lord Arthur Clementine to Lady Orove of Trinsdale. Annual Finn Clark, Stationers, Reddington, Fenneries. Satisfied of record 0513-1912. What, like May 13th, 1912? Know all men by these presents. We'll save that for next time, I guess. For now, we'll just end the day in this sad room 46, which is, I guess, like a copy, but not the real room 46. I wonder if you solved the puzzle in this room, if it like... Oh, I never noticed these before. Okay. These are definitely tied to that then. But yeah. Today's over. Here in room 46. That would be a good time to take a break.